Welcome to the Empty the Bench Podcast Network's Best of 2024 video series, presented by Playback. While you break out your holiday traditions and enjoy the festivities, join us on a look back that was the year in sports in 2024. This is the Game Changers 2024 Year in Review with Mackenzie, Meaney, and Kelsey, Darcy on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network.
We've made it to the end of the year, Game Changer fans. So happy to see you. So happy that you've stuck it out with us for the last,
for real.
I know, the last 20 plus episodes.
Crazy.
This episode's gonna be a little different than a normal episode because, you know, it's the holidays. We're trying to be a little chill.
We're giving you the Spark Notes. If you're new here, lucky for you, this is a great place to start. You get the Spark Notes of the entire year.
Everything we've done.
Broken into 2 episodes.
Yes, so this is Year in Review Part 1 for Game Changers. Really quickly, though, before we kind of run into all that, you know, the deal with all the socials and stuff, follow at Game Changers ETB and subscribe to the YouTube and, you know, all that stuff. YouTube.com/ETB Network.
Don't touch my toes.
I truly did not mean to touch your toes. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I didn't. Okay, whoa. I didn't grab. I didn't grab. My hand went like this,
so
and my
much.
thumb.
And she just grabbed my big toe.
No, I didn't grab. I put my hand down, and my thumb touched your toe.
Ew.
At least it was my good thumb. It wasn't my bad thumb.
Sab has
I don't
a
know what's wrong with
hangnail.
me. No, I don't know. It really hurts though.
Who knows if we'll get to part
And
2?
my
This
nail-
might be the last
And
of
my
her.
nail is so short. Ignore my yucky nail polish. My nail is so short
I
that
don't
like
even
I
have
can't
my
reach
nails
that
done.
back in there and grab it or whatever I need to do about that. But it really hurts.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really what?
Yeah, it really hurts.
Womp womp. Listen to the Game Changers wherever you get your podcast. So yeah, that could be Apple, Spotify, whatever you want to do that. I mean,
however you vibe.
you can listen to us or whatever, but like I definitely think that you'd want to watch us on YouTube
Yeah,
because
because we're like cool and we got cool lights and we got Felipe,
Felipe, I love you.
our mascot. We should put him in the background. That's a topic for later.
Yeah. We got like a summer episode and we're all just on like Felipe pool floaties.
Yeah.
He has a floaty, but the floaty, where the frig did that floaty go?
Couldn't tell you, babe.
He does have a floaty. He has a place of rest, but
The
once
grind,
a week he comes out
the
and
grind doesn't stop.
and he posts up to let us know that
He's still here.
recording is indeed in
Recording
progress.
is happening. And lastly,
This is me. Don't take it away from
okay.
me.
You're so right. I'll just you go.
Well, it's like this podcast is so great, but like it's all about like watching sports. But you know what's so crazy about sports?
What?
It's that we spend too much of our time watching them alone.
Yeah,
up.
I'm watching alone right now.
Get
I'm
up.
watching alone right now.
We just spend too much of our time watching sports alone, and like I feel like this cool site called Playback does a wicked good job at like perhaps making it a virtual space where communities can stream live sports together with everyone perfectly synced up. Couriers can hop on stage, deliver their own play-by-play analysts and commentary, and invite viewers up for a Q&A.
Whoa.
Playback also makes watching sports fully interactive and a social experience. From playing fantasy sports, repping your favorite players and teams, and watching the commentaries and communities you care about, win or lose, best sports are best enjoyed probably together. I don't know.
You, me, and Felipe.
You, me, yeah, the 3 of us, ride or dies. But anyway, like since Playback is like cool or whatnot, like you can join our community by going to playback.tv/ETB Network to find out more, including our live stream schedule. We dabble here and there with that. So, word.
You kind of killed that. I can't lie. You kind of killed that.
type stuff. I have to try and watch my mouth because this like person that my family knows who's like a really great guy, him and his kids started watching our pod. And he texted me and he was just like, my kids want to know why you swear every other sentence. And I was like, sugar plums. You got me.
You got me there.
Got me there. I
Got
guess
me
there really
there.
isn't a rhyme or reason for it. It just kind of slips out
It
because
kind of comes out. Can't do
that's
anything
what
about
happens
it.
when you grew up in the hockey rink and on a lacrosse field and you're like the youngest of 4.
It just be
You've
like
seen
that.
some things.
It just be like that. So now,
Let's review the year.
Year in Review, Part 1. Like we said, this is just the first 10 episodes. And the next episode that you'll see coming out next week is going to be the last 10 episodes. So let's just go for it.
Let's just run it as to like the birth of
the birth
of the pod.
The creation. Well, in order to understand the creation of Game Changers, we have to go all the way back.
I was gonna say you have to understand us.
You have to understand us, but we also have to go all the way back to 20
us playing club.
2015?
Oh, my jingles. I was a baby.
Yeah, we were both babies.
Dude, holy cow. I was 14 and you just turned 25. We've known each other for a decade.
Yeah, girl.
What's so blasphemy about that all is I was literally telling one of my friends the other day. I was like, yeah, like my friends growing up were like stuck up lacrosse kids. And I was just like, and I literally am only friends with like 2 people that I played lacrosse with because those were like the genuine ones. You were in that. Yeah. Savvy's a sister though. It's like she's family, like truly family at this point.
Kelsey and I go way back, and it's like I think, and like obviously we're talking about podcast creation, and we're getting off topic already. But like
I was explaining to Nick why we have bad organization. She's a really bad ADHD.
But like I don't know, Kelsey and I have withstood the test of time, and Kelsey and I work together, and you can't work with a lot of people who you're close to. I feel like.
No.
Like you can't work with your best friends because you just get like pissed off, but we work really well together. But anyways, so Kelsey and I met playing lacrosse. Kelsey was unbelievably talented, so Kelsey got to play up because I'm a year older, like we just said. Old. Kelsey got to play up with my team, and that's kind of how we met. And we were just like vibed. I played defense, Kelsey played attack, so we just spent a lot of time on the same side of the field, and we just vibe. And
Sav made my life a living hell.
Yeah, I was a little aggressive.
Because she's aggressive, but also Sav and I are like, and it's funny because like Sav and I also coached. We'll get to.
Did you know we coached lacrosse?
We coached together too, and it's so funny. Our kids were literally like the other day when I was like with them, they were like, when y'all both had your hair in the same bun. Like Sav and I are built the exact same way. We're both like short and stocky.
We are built that way.
So like literally imagine like going 1v1 with someone who's the exact build and height as you. Like it's fucking hard. Yeah. And she gave me a run for my money, that's for sure.
Yeah. But so Kelsey and I had a little bit. We've always been involved in sports. As children, as high schoolers, as college athletes, as adults now, sports has kind of always been the center of what we want to do in our lives. And then let's see. So that's like the background. Fast forward now. We're not at Game Changers yet. There was a little dream in Kelsey and I's head called Starts with the Draw.
Starts with the Draw.
If you know, you know. But Starts with the Draw we wanted to do a podcast all about women's lacrosse. Because I don't even know this about us. We're lacrosse coaches. And we played lacrosse. And we kind of can't shut up about it.
Someone would arguably say, like, live, love, lax.
Yeah. We, in fact, live, love, lax.
We do. We love the laugh to live, lax.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Yes.
Yes. So we were like, why don't let's do it? Because also we noticed that there aren't really podcasts.
Sorry. Whoa.
Kelsey has ESPN on the TV and...
Well, do you see this as American Kennel Club? Is that just dogs?
Yeah, they're going to jump up and go for a ball,
Shut the front
so gonna
door.
Put that on while I continue to gab. So... we saw in the women's sports space that there wasn't a dedicated women's lacrosse podcast. And we were like, okay, why don't we do it? And then we didn't know anything about doing a podcast. So Kelsey and I just like sat on Zoom and chatted, and then I edited the episodes in like GarageBand.
It was also just like wicked unfair to Sav the way that we did it. And I will never forget, like, we did one episode and I was in the lecture hall of one of my colleges.
Yeah, I remember this.
And I went to, am I allowed to say where I went?
Yeah, I don't care.
Is that like, okay. One of the schools I went to was Quinnipiac, and it was right after the men's Quinnipiac hockey team won the national championship. And so I'm in a lecture hall and we're like on Zoom, we're doing this. And I just go, Sav, the national championship, the trophy's walking by me. And she was like, what? And I was like, dude. And then I was like, we need a little structure. I don't think we're getting anywhere right now.
Yeah. And plus, like, we didn't know anything about putting a podcast out.
No.
And, like, how to edit it and how to market it and whatever. So the Starts with the Draw dream kind of died. And then
Sure did.
Kelsey and I kind of went on with our lives. Like we didn't really talk all that much. I was living in Chicago.
Hold
at
on,
the
wait.
time.
Can I give another flashback? Because I feel like we're missing a piece here.
Okay.
So, Sav and I have always kept in touch. Like, we talk. And, Sav went to school far away. And it made me really sad because one summer, it was like kind of like right after COVID. It was like my first head coaching job that I took with a club.
I forgot about this.
And I was so nervous. I think another reason why Sav and I work so well together, and like I said, we were literally just telling like Nick, the guy behind all of this screen.
We love you, Nick.
We love
He's
Nick
here.
and what he does.
He's like God, you know what I mean? He just like does the things, and there they are.
Yeah, he does it all. So we were just telling him, and I was like Sav and I work well together in the aspect that I will have all these ideas, and Sav will have all of these ideas, and then it's great to have ideas and all, but like someone's got to execute them. And like I think Sav does a really good job at like executing a lot of the ideas.
I just read your brain. Like I just know you. You know what I mean?
This is also true. She does know me like way better than I could know myself. And I'm a very particular coach. I will say that. But like, and I don't trust people with my ideas often. I don't trust people, period. Especially about things that I care about. There is no one I would trust more on the sidelines rather than Sav. And I saw the person, like the way that she is and how she is around kids and other people and how she carries herself and like everything that like her morals and values are like, you are fucking blessed to be coached by Sav.
Stop.
So when I got
sweet.
this job,
I
I called her and I was like, save the day, please. Like, please save the day. And she did.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting, with that job, I
don't think either of us were expecting what we ended up getting out of that job.
Yeah, but I also, like, the club that was with, the person who ran it already had coaches. Like, Kelsey already had an assistant and other people. So I was just kind of like...
I just didn't like him. I liked her.
I was just, like, kind of supposed to be there for support. I helped run, like, a tryout. And then, I just ended up sticking around. But then, so that summer was my last summer back home where we live. And then I moved to Chicago to get my master's. I'm a Medill alum. Shout out to anybody who goes to Northwestern because I did that shit. Not to flex.
She did do that shit.
I did that shit.
Wicked low acceptance rate.
Did that shit. So then I graduated. I moved back home.
Mind you, the whole time that she was away, I was itching to get her back. I was like, please, like, I need another coach, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, looking at head coaching jobs and I was like assisting other jobs and I was just like, I need Sav. And I was like, when do you come back? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, at one point I texted her, I was like, when do you come back? She was like, I think in like a year. I was like, hey, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, cut the shit, man. Come back.
Yeah. So I went to get my master's. I graduated. I came back. I came back in August of 2023 and I got a job, I came back in, that's such a lie. I graduated in August of 2023. I moved back home November of 2023. I started a job in New York City in December of 2023. And then Kelsey also had gotten this head coaching job at this really awesome high school that Kelsey also went to high school at, which is the perfect job for her. And Kelsey just like called me up and was like, you want to be my assistant coach? And I said, yeah, why not?
I should break.
I think I'm free. But I was commuting back and forth from the city. I was too busy. And then, I've talked about this, which we'll get into, I'm sure, when we do the part 2 of it. But long story short, I was laid off. And then...
pause. Selfishly for me, she told me that she was laid off.
Because she was happy for me.
Damn straight. I was so happy. She told me she was laid off when I was at my spring training trip. And for those that are listening who know what happened during spring training, like, you know what happened. And it was like, it was one of those weird, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, selfishly, Sav lost her job so that she can come and help me full time and put me back together.
Yeah, so blessing in disguise, I guess, that we got to coach again.
So happy. So sad that you had to be in the middle of all that.
That's okay. But to get to Game Changers, now here we are. Sorry we had to set the scene for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So now we're here. I actually went to school with at Northwestern with another guy who does podcasts with the network. His name is Zan Bando. And he basically just like messaged me and was like, hey, this network that I do my podcast with and I write for, they're looking to expand into women's sports coverage. I gave Nick, who we just talked about, like your email. He'll reach out to you, send him your resume, send him a couple clips, whatever. And I thought it was just going to be like writing, like it wasn't going to be doing this. And then it turned into this. And then, you know, I didn't know, because originally, you don't even know about this. Originally, the show was going to just, like, I was just kind of going to do it. And then I had to think about, like, you know, who should my podcast co-host be and whatever. And I have friends who are journalists just like me in this industry, and women's sports specifically, that I was kind of like, I could ask them, I could figure this out. But I really, truly felt like I owed it to you. So, like, we tried to do a podcast and it didn't work out. So I was like, I owe it to Kelsey. Kelsey has to be the first person I ask. Right after Nick and I had the conversation about finding a co-host, that's when I called you and I was like,
I was in my office.
Yeah, I was like, do you want to be my podcast co-host? And you were like, what podcast? And I was like, don't even worry about it. It's all figured out. And
I was like, Sab, I was like, yes, but like, I did you so dirt last time.
And then I had to be like, don't worry about it. They told me we don't have to edit. We don't have to make the thumbnails. We don't have to do this. We just have to show up and talk.
And I'm literally such the type of person where like, I will overthink any and everything. Like, plans with me are a whole ordeal. Like, just, you need to tell me where to be and when. And that's like simply all you need to do. If you make me think any more than that, I'll just be like, sounds difficult. I don't know if I could do that. Which is so bizarre because I'm also the same person that plans my practice plan down to the water break minute. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know where it comes from. I'm like really type A. I think someone told me this the other day. It's like you're type A with like a hint of B minus. Like, I think that's what I am.
That's a good one.
And so she called me and I was just like, yeah. And then I was like, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, you literally need to show up at this time and just be yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, you were definitely a little nervous to start it. But, I mean, I think it's really easy, at least for me, to, like, kind of forget that all of this is happening.
Oh, 100%. I don't even look at it half the time.
Yeah.
As you can tell. If you watch it, I'm not looking at this camera.
Yeah. But that, I mean, I guess that's kind of it. And I think with having a like, everybody has a podcast now, but I think what makes our podcast so unique is that, like,
it's raw. Yeah,
like, we talk about whatever the fucking hell we want to talk about. And so if we want to do an entire, and it's nice. MK the Bench Network, I have to give a huge shout out just because, like,
y'all give us the freedom.
Yeah, you let us do whatever we want, essentially.
You took a real risk with these two.
Yeah, we're kind of a little bit of, like, crazy, but hey, we care.
And honestly, we make them laugh, though.
I know. We are a little goofy, silly.
Sometimes I'll text Sav and I'm like,
you're funny.
I was like, I think we drive them the most crazy, but shit, I think we might make them laugh the most. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, you know, we have been given this opportunity to have this platform to talk about women's sports, which is something we're so passionate about. And, you know, why wouldn't you run with it, you know? Not everybody has the opportunity or, like, the access, so there are so many people, you know, behind the scenes to thank as we do our review, but, like, man, it's been, like, and we've only been doing it for, like, 6 months, basically.
I know.
And to think about how far we've come from episode 1 to episode 21.
We've taken leaps, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Taken leaps.
Yeah, but in the shortest way we could tell it to you, that's how the podcast got started.
And that's how I met your cool aunt.
Like, your cool aunt.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to say.
Need a water break before we jump in.
Drink your water! I finished my ginger ale.
You're good. But, so we just talked about how it was created. We decided, well, this was actually before you even came on. In one of the early meetings, Nick was like, we need to figure out when it's going to premiere. Because you want to have a good amount of time to kind of, like, figure out a name and figure out what your logo is going to look like and whatever. So, like, God, Nick and I must have talked in, like, April or, like, late March.
Mm-hmm.
And then early June is the anniversary of Title IX.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
I remember that, boy.
Yeah, I was like,
I remember that episode.
So I was like, why don't we just do it that day? Like, that feels pretty perfect.
Yeah.
And everybody else was like, yeah, that's actually, like, such a fucking great idea. And I was like, thank you. I thought of it myself.
So I was like, it's almost like I went to Northwestern. I don't know.
It's almost like I pay attention to women's sports history.
It's almost as if.
Because there was also, side point, there's a time in my life that I wanted to be like a women's sports historian.
Mm-hmm.
The dream is still alive, but like it's kind of dwindling. I'm too busy now. I'm too old. My brain can't.
I'm too busy.
I gotta do this.
You don't have to do this. You get to do this.
I get to do this. You're right. It is an honor and a privilege. But yeah, we decided to premiere it on the 52nd anniversary of Title IX, because Title IX is undeniably like the foundation.
Why we get to do this shit.
Yeah, it's the reason why we
it's literally the why. It's like, find your why. It's right here. Like, this was why.
And it's like the reason why Kelsey and I get to coach. We got to play sports as kids. Like, it's so unbelievably important. Please read up about Title IX if you don't know anything about it.
Dude, if I couldn't play sports, like I wouldn't.
I'd go insane.
I wouldn't have a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have my thing.
Yeah.
It would be what? Like, I literally don't fucking know. Like, I wouldn't have my thing. It's me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Big shout out.
But Title IX basically is, if you don't know, which you should know, but I guess if you don't, here's your little history lesson. It's this law that was passed, or like this amendment, whatever you want to call it, that basically says that essentially everything needs to be equal for men and women. There will be no discrimination on the basis of sex, anything like that. And so basically that meant for women's sports now, every college that had men's sports had to add women's sports. Mm-hmm. The practice facilities needed to be the same. The uniforms needed to be the same quality. Practice times needed to be equal. All that kind of stuff. We're still fighting and campaigning to, really make sure that happens. We're at a really unique position in women's sports at the moment where like everything's kind of rocking. Like we're getting to our peak. Like we're not peaked yet, but we're like so close to it that it's like the day it peaks is going to be the best day ever.
This is true. I mean, we also talked about like the other side of it too, though. It's like the day it peaks is going to be the best day ever, but it's like, we just hope we just keep climbing.
Yeah.
Like we
just
peak, need to like run it. Like we just need to keep pushing and pushing. So
yeah,
that was really great. Really good fun.
Yeah. And that's the story on that.
Next.
Not next. Please.
Sorry. He listened.
Okay. He did listen. Thank you, Nick. The next big thing that we talked about, I kind of like this feels so long ago, but it's really not that long ago.
Do you think?
But if you don't know and you haven't been listening, I am a big women's soccer fan.
What?
Yes. Who would have guessed?
What team? They're all retired at this point.
You don't gotta go there. Anyway,
and that is what we call foreshadowing.
Yes. We'll talk about it in another episode when I can get my life together about it. Did you see the picture I put on my Instagram story it's a picture of some kid whose hand is just like on a pool, and it's like me when all the
yeah, I saw that.
Team players
I did see that. I was like, I almost swiped up being like, so you made this on Canva or something?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she's making her own memes in her free time. I wonder when her job starts. Like,
who knows? But basically, there was a lot of issues with the San Diego Wave, which is an NWSL team. We talked about this woman. Her name is Brittany, and she was employed by them, and she basically exposed the club for like
sucking.
Yeah, for just like being shit people, like not paying on time or underpaying women photographers versus male photographers.
Just like a lot of shit like to her mental health.
Yeah. And that, like, she called for Jill Ellis, who was at that time the president of the club, to be fired. Mm-hmm. Review found that Jill Ellis was doing nothing wrong. I'm not sure how much the people believe that.
I don't know how much Sav believes that.
No, I didn't say anything. Don't sue me, Jill Ellis. I didn't say anything.
Don't sue me, but.
But that was one of the bigger stories we talked about early on, too. This was like episode 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And Brittany is actually a friend of the show.
Sure is. Follows us and all.
Yeah, she follows us, and we shared our clip of talking about it, and she responded and was like, I really appreciate that.
She's like, we'll talk soon.
Yeah, so Brittany, if you're out there end of the year review and you want to, hop on, you want to hit my line, I'm around. Mm-hmm. Or email us, gamechangersetb@gmail.com.
Sounded
Only
right.
email us if you're like want to work with us, so you know what I mean. Don't email us to be like annoying. Thanks though. What if somebody out there sees, I just gave our email and then
I
we're
think
gonna
you're
get
saying
some,
that
like-
Brittany would be annoying. I was
No,
like,
Brittany-
boy, we want her. Like,
no, Brittany wouldn't be annoying. The other people out there, the freaks.
freaks and the geeks.
That's us.
That is us.
But yeah, that was early.
That was early. Oh, the next one.
Ugh.
PWHL investigation.
The PWHL.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, here's the thing. The PWHL. We gotta backtrack. We gotta go.
I was gonna say, wait, I feel like I need my notes.
We need a minute. Well, I don't need notes. I need refreshing. You feel me?
Yeah.
So basically, the PWHL and women's sports, I think this year more than any other year has like hit a point of like people are assholes and like take advantage of things and are just like not nice and not cool. And because of that, everything goes to shit, man. Just to, really be in it like that. But
I can't find my notes on this.
we're not prepared. But I mean, the PWHL has had investigations about a lot of things. This year, one of the bigger ones was about the general manager of the Minnesota team and the head coach of the Minnesota team, because they kind of were just like fired out of nowhere, and they had just won their championship, and basically like everybody was just kind of like, huh? But then things started to come out about how like the Minnesota team was kind of like toxic, and their coach, his name was Ken Klee. He wanted to be the coach and the general manager, so he wanted like all the power.
He said, never mind. Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. If you're in my head, you know what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So that kind of is stinky, but
Should we jump into basketball?
yeah, we can
This one's cool.
I am still trying to find
This
it.
one's so sick. The success of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in a rookie WNBA season. We literally watched it all unfold. It was insane in the membrane, dude.
Dude.
So sick. Okay, Angel Reese. I don't know. I'm still an Angel Reese fan. I know
She's
people
dog,
hate
can't teach that.
She's literally
That's the
we
podcast
say
vibe.
that all the
All
time.
the time.
I'm a dog. You can't teach that. Like, literally, I'm a dog. You dead can't teach that.
Ah! Sorry, headphone users.
Fuck. What's happening?
Felipe, no.
His gold chain.
Poor guy.
Can't
So,
trip too
here's the
hard.
We were really blessed this year to watch them play their final year of college basketball.
We had a great first year for this pod, by the way. Like,
yeah.
we
We will
shit.
never. We
just wait till the Olympics that come up in the next topic. Like,
we had a lot of good
we
material to talk
got
about,
lucky.
which was nice. Yeah. So Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, we were lucky to watch them in college and watch them kind of dominate in their last year. Caitlin Clark and Iowa made it to the championship game but lost.
Womp womp.
And they both get drafted to the W, and they both tore it up. Breaking record after record.
Angel Reese tore something up.
Her thumb or elbow,
Yeah, whatever it was.
wrist, whatever. And I think they really, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, regardless of how you feel about them one way or another, the one thing that they have undeniably done for the league is like they've brought in more attention than anybody else ever has. And it takes a generational type of player to make that happen, like those two. I also really love that they don't they're like, what rivalry? Like,
Yeah. Like, what of it?
we're just here to play basketball. And I think they really respect each other's game and whatever. Obviously, as the WNBA season unfolded, Angel Reese got hurt, like Kelsey just mentioned. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever went to the playoffs. They lost in the first round to the Connecticut Sun. Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year. So just like a great year for women's basketball. We talked a lot about women's basketball this year and the W just for a bunch of different reasons, which I'm sure we're gonna get into later, like team names and all that stuff.
The Miami Mummies.
We gotta wait till we get there. But it was just overall like a really good year for women's basketball and talking about two of the best players at the moment.
No, I know. This next one's a good one too.
Yeah.
So Olympic basketball, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese left off team's performance at the Olympics. So like we said, we got wicked lucky in the fact that this summer was the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fever freaking dream. I love the Olympics. So like I was all over this. Big Team USA, like love it, love it. We could talk about the Olympics all day. And I think I was just like,
and we did
talk about the Olympics as much as we freaking could. Like,
literally,
don't matter your religion, your politic view, your gender, your who, what, when, where, why, how. We coming together and we're watching greatness, no matter where you're from, no matter what you support. Like, these athletes are hauling butt, and we got to witness greatness.
Yeah. And
Paralympics. Don't even get me started on the Paralympics. Oh my God.
Everything was so
good.
We had a perfect summer, and we talked a lot about it. Literally all 4 weeks of the Olympics or whatever, however long the Olympics are. We were talking. But right before the Olympics, they named the Team USA roster, which includes some big names. Included Angel Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Brittany Griner was on there.
Brittany Griner was on there.
Clea Copper was.
She was 3v3 though. No, she was on it. Someone the other. Yes. Sorry, I'm back.
De'Erica Hanby was on 3-on-3.
Yes.
Who else can I name off something? Nafisa Collier was there. But 2 names are missing. The 2 people we just talked about, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. A lot of people were a little upset about that.
A lot of people were very upset. However, from a coaching mentality, I can see, pressure, standards, and just like maturity.
Yeah. And you
also like this roster was freaking stacked.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu was on
it. Come on. Like you
Brianna
just
Stewart.
I wonder if they were butthurt. I wonder if they saw the roster and was just like, wow. Yeah, I'd pick them too.
But the other thing about it too is that they didn't try out because they were in college.
Yeah.
They didn't have the opportunity to try out. They were going to use their first couple of games in the W as their tryout. Clearly, it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out for them. But I agree. I think they might have just been a little too young. Didn't have the experience yet. The 2028 Olympics right here in
LA.
America.
We're going.
Okay. And we'll watch them play because they're going to be on that roster.
100% we're going. I swear to God.
The only player who played college and then went to the Olympics was Haley Van Lith. She was on the 3-on-3 team.
No, there was another person.
Not on on that one. It was Haley Van Lith. I believe she was the only one.
No.
If I'm right, you gotta give me like $5 or something.
I love betting.
But while you do that, we'll keep moving. Yes. So now here we go. This was the greatest call I've ever had in the history of my life.
All right.
I was my brain, dude. I was thinking, was I right?
I stopped looking because you were like this. So you got excited, so I got excited.
Yeah. All right. So again, back to the Olympics. We did on one of our early episodes, we did a full roster breakdown because I wanted to do a full roster breakdown.
Exactly. And I'm not a soccer person. She's like, this will be so much fun. We're gonna do it. And I was like, okay.
All right. I wanted to do a full one, and because it's half my show, I can say so.
She got it. Like I did it. Like
yeah, we did it. But they named the roster, and a key name was missing that many people were like, why? And that was Alex Morgan.
But didn't she also announce that she was pregnant like right after?
No, she announced she was pregnant when she retired.
Oh, my bad.
We'll get there.
Foreshadowing again. My fault.
But Alex Morgan was left off the roster, and a lot of people were like, huh? But I had said back then, and I stand by it now, if you looked at Alex Morgan's performance over the last 2 years.
This is so true, and this was hard to say.
If you looked at her performance the last 2 years leading into the Olympics, she did not deserve a roster spot. She didn't do good at the World Cup, and she did all right with the NWSL, but greatness can't last forever, unfortunately, and that's what happened to Miss Baby Horse, as they called her.
She's just a pony.
No, her nickname was Baby Horse.
That's just a pony.
I'm just a dog.
You can't teach that.
So yeah, Alex Morgan was left off the roster. I also said some other things about how much I hate Lindsey Horan. Still hate Lindsey Horan.
She did say this.
And I don't think Lindsey Horan deserves to be on the year's best soccer list, but I guess what do I know? I don't get to vote. And Naomi Girma, I love you. If you're out there, Naomi Girma, you're my favorite. And you know, the roster they sent was the best roster they could send. Obviously, you know, the proof is out there as they are now the reigning gold medalists.
Yeah, they did that. They did that shit. Oh, this next one.
Yep, this is all you, babe.
Jordan freaking Chiles, boy. All right, I'm gonna like try it. Like, I feel like when I talk about gymnastics, I talk in like 3 times speed because I just get so excited.
That's all right.
Okay, so basically, once upon a time, Jordan Chiles was at the Olympics and she got mother effing robbed. All right, robbed. I tell you, like, oh my god, insane. So basically, Jordan Chiles, like, we witnessed something crazy. Should I give the full rundown?
Spark Notes.
Okay, Spark Notes is she had a wicked good performance, right? Surprise, surprise. No one's surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Me. I knew. I put that shit on like lock. I knew it was gonna happen. She had an amazing performance, and they like calculated her points a little funky, and her coach was like, "I'm gonna challenge you," and basically like her challenge, and then they like ignored her challenge, and then they like challenged again, and essentially like they tried to give her medal to someone else. What country was it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But one thing I do want to interrupt with is Jordan Chiles' routine was last.
Yes.
So she didn't have the same amount of time to like challenge the score
than these
other people. Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay, bestie. I was getting there, but yeah, we're on the same wavelength. So basically, she was last because like, why wouldn't you save best for last? So they don't get as much time, and so like they like you kind of already know who like your one and like your second is. So now you're just like competing for that third spot, and there was someone ahead of her, and her score essentially was not calculated correctly, and they like tried to give the medal to the other country, and they kind of like said that she had it, and they're like, oh, we're gonna like go put in the inquire, and they like challenged it again, and meanwhile this person like has the flag on, this other country has the flag on, she's like, yep, got this in the bag, like that bronze medal is mine, and then they like recalculated, and they're like, no, Jordan got it. And then Jordan starts going crazy. She falls. Simone and her, they have the best moment ever. It was stunning. It was a million pictures. It was amazing. Made my heart so happy. Mm-hmm. And then the Olympics was like, shit. Like, you would have thought. Yeah. Actually, we're finna take that back.
We actually fucked up double time.
Yeah, it's like, actually, we fucked up so bad. So, you know that medal that you've been, like, walking around taking pictures with and, like, saying that you're, like, you know, bronze? Yeah, psych. Give us that shit back. Yeah. So then they literally were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna you know, take that medal back. And they took her medal back. Crazy, right? Gets worse. Then
if you didn't know.
Gets worse. So then they give that other country the medal, and then everyone's like, blah, 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 that's not fair. Like, this is so fucked. Like, you're messing with their hearts, their minds. They've put so much into the sport, yada, yada, yada. All true. Not discrediting that. But eventually then, fun fact, Simone Biles had her Netflix crew there. If you haven't seen Rising to Whatever Shine on Netflix with Simone Biles, watch it. Totally great. But essentially, her camera crew like also caught footage of the coaches putting in the inquire in the correct amount of time, and then they brought it to court, and then the Olympics was like, actually, like, all things are final, like, you can't challenge anything because we're the Olympics, and like we can like stand on business like that. But then I think they eventually like guilt tripped it, and then they're like, listen, we know the proof is in the pudding, and we know we fucked up, but like as the Olympic committee, we don't say we fucked up because we're the Olympics, so we can't say that. So how can we make this right? And then they just ended up giving both people medals.
And that was it.
And that was literally insane. So, like, yeah, like, imagine working your whole life for that medal and then, like, being told that it's yours. No, it's hers. No, it's ours. Literally insane. And that is crazy. But it's
scene.
But Jordan Chiles is absolutely effing it up on whatchamacallit at UCLA right now. So she's a dog, and shit, you can't teach that.
She's been through it, so she's
been through that, and she's been through it. Uber. Yeah. Other Olympic standouts.
That was good.
Thanks, man. I could talk about that shit all day.
Oh, I know.
Other Olympic standouts. USA dominant. Who the heck would have thought? Us, because we always are. Anyway.
We talked a lot about there was a lot of track stuff. A lot of track happens in like the back half of the Olympics.
This next one's all mine, by the way, so I'm gonna let you have this one.
Okay. We talked a lot about track. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Sha'Carri.
Sorry. And we talked about Alexis Holmes.
Hey now. Met her and the medal.
Slay girl.
I sent you those pictures, right?
Yeah, did you hold it? Was it heavy?
Hell yeah, I held that. And I asked her too. I was like,
Does she remember you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I have her signed. She signed something for me too that I have in my it's hidden because it's cool. But anyway, I asked her. She was just so real. And I was like, is the medal hurt? She's like, I wear it all the time and like my neck hurts. Also, she said something like the realest shit ever that was so funny. I was like, oh, like, you know, like, where do you keep your medal? Like, I know so many people have like safes for them. They come in the things. They like don't even have them in their house. Like, where do you keep it? And she's like, so funny. Like, mine was like in my bedroom, like under some clothes. I had to find it before I came here. And I was like, what?
Real. So we talked about her. And I'm forgetting her name, but she went to Harvard. Gabby
Thomas. Oh, love.
Yeah, we talked about Gabby Thomas.
Oh, and Tara Woodhall.
Talked about Tara Woodhall. And we talked a lot about swimming. Katie Ledecky.
Dog.
Summer McIntosh, even though she's from Canada, you know, she's allowed to rock. She was good.
Simone Biles. If you retire, I swear to God, that is a crash out.
And the rest of the gymnastics
I will crash
team.
out. Hesley Rivera.
Yeah,
she's a
Hesley.
cutie.
We talked about some fencing. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Ciao.
We got a really good like depth and breadth of everything.
Bro, the woman dominated.
Yeah, this was the
most
Olympic medals won by women in the United States.
Like I said, peak, but we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. And it was just also like the Olympics were in Paris, which is such a good city.
Patty!
And like just like perfect.
And like chocolate muffins and everything.
Yeah. And the chocolate muffins that guy from Norway or something was stealing. Listen, this is such Connecticut lore. But if you're not from Connecticut, you're not going to understand. So like, don't even try. If you are from Connecticut and you know about Stu Leonard's, during the Olympics, Stu Leonard's recreated the chocolate muffin.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know if they still do anymore. I didn't get to try it. I just saw a sign when I went like a month ago when Jordan was here, 2 months ago when Jordan was here. I'm having withdrawals.
I miss her too, man. Like,
yeah.
Jay, where you at?
Jay, we'll talk about her later.
I think she might be episode 2.
Yeah, we'll get there. But Mr. Stu, he tried to recreate them. I don't know if they're any good. I never got to
Stu
try
himself.
Them. Yeah. So there's your Connecticut lore of the evening, of the morning, whenever you're watching. And yeah, that's that. That's the Olympics. I can't believe they're every 4 years, but we have something to look forward to because lacrosse is coming.
I know. I gotta get that dual citizenship. Oh,
if Kelsey goes to the Olympics, please expect some GC vlogs. 2025 goal, GC vlogs.
Oh, easy. So we tried to do a GC vlog, and like we were gonna do. We tried to do it, and I even started the vlog. I was like, okay, get ready with us to go to our first tournament, blah, 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 blah. This bitch wakes up sick, fever.
So sick.
She's like, can't come.
Fever. I had the worst headache of my life. It was bad.
And then I had to drive 2.5 hours by myself, which was fine. It was actually, you know what's so crazy is that was like the longest car ride that I've done alone by myself. I did it in silence.
And you were so stressed.
And which is so crazy because like all of my friends that are in the car with me, they're going to be like, oh, she bumps, you know, like 30 max volume as much as she can. Like, how the hell did she, and like whipping. And I did it and like just like in silence. I don't think my bottom
like
hand.
7 a.m.
No, it was early as shit. Anyway, this next one I'm so excited. I saw her today.
We both did.
I saw her today, dude, and I literally was just like, oh
my
God.
I didn't even think about her even being there with
Brett. I did also just send her a text, and she let's talk about who this person is, as I just referred to her as she. Scout mother effing Climie.
Friend of the show, friend of ours. We love you, Scout.
I love Scout so much. I say it all the time. I'm not gay, but if I was gay, no offense to you because you're gay, but the first girl, Scout, everything about her, bro, it's literally like
she's just like
she's like who you want to be. Like I've you ever just meet someone so like just like themselves and confident inside and out? Oh, yeah. Like it's just, oh man.
No, she's so good. But we had Scout on the podcast earlier this year.
Sorry to cut you off. No. Do you want to go?
Well, I was just gonna say, if you don't know this about me and Kelsey, we're lacrosse coaches, and so is Scout. So over the summer, Scout and I actually coached the team. Kelsey had an older age group, But I had never really met Scout before. We never really crossed paths because we all played for the same club growing up, but I'm just a little too old for that. And we basically just like, really get to know each other, and she's just like such a cool person. So we had her on the podcast, talk about women's sports, talk about
what
queer, and just like coaching, how we approach it, coming out stories and things, and it was a feel good episode.
Scout is like truly like amazing. I say it all the time. I'm so blessed to have the people that I have in my life, and she's definitely one of them. You're 100% one of them.
Oh, yeah.
But like being able to sit here as a third party and like not share that experience that like you guys both had, like going through of like coming out and like what that was for you guys. Like if you didn't watch this episode, like this is the episode to fucking watch. And like being able to talk about that, and then talking about like something that I could relate to, and like how it is like coaching, and like how it was being a female athlete, and then like the community that you get from it, and like what sports actually does for you, and like all three of us can say sports got us out of our ruts. And like now how we're being so freaking delicate with how we coach these kids, because I say it all the time, you need to inspire the youth because they're our future, but like shit, like we're in charge of inspiring the youth to help shape the future that we want, because someone's got to do it, right? It's a lot of pressure, but someone's got it. And like, you don't realize, but it starts at this age. I was telling my older kids today, I was like, you might not think that these kids are watching you, but I promise you, these little 2nd through 8th graders, they're watching you. Like, hold the standard.
And the kids love Scout. Like, love Scout.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Every kid loves
She came
Scout.
to practice today. They haven't seen her since the summer. They were taking pictures with her at the end of practice. They're like, Scout, can you get in my selfie? I was like, that used to be me. Like that used to be us. Like they wanted to take pictures with me. Now they only want to be with Scouty.
Yeah, but
Scout actually hopped in a drill today, and she was like talking about like proper defense, and like I was doing an attacking drill down low about like how to like shoot, and then I hear Scout like zigzagging through like I got ball, I got your help, blah 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 blah, and she's like you should hear me, and I stopped my drill. I go, yeah, Scooter. I was like, that's how you do a drill. And she's like, did you hear me? I was like, babe, I could have heard you from outside. Like, tell me what to do, Scout. I'm like, you tell me what to do.
Yeah. And she's just like a beautiful human, inside and out.
Oh yeah, she's stunning, dude. It's ridiculous.
Like beautiful in like looks, but like beautiful like personality.
Oh no, yeah, she's got that too. Like she's just awesome.
Yeah. We can talk about Scout.
Literally.
She's probably gonna listen and be like, y'all are so weird.
She's gonna be like, wow, they're like fangirling. That's so bizarre.
We are.
Well, I just found out when she goes back to school, so I just said pod ? And I just sent her a picture that we're talking about this right now. So I'm sure she will.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, sure.
Felipe! That one was all you, baby.
Sure was. So that noise that you just heard was me slamming my phone down.
Yeah.
I'm team no case. It's really bad. I also just got the new phone too, and
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I got the 16.
16.
But still no case on it. Once you go no case, you can't go back. I haven't had one on in like.
They make those like pieces you can put on the corners. I've seen.
That's really interesting.
I have a 15 though.
I'm almost rocking a year with no case. Wow.
Good for you.
But yeah, Sav texted me one day. She was like, all right, you got to stop throwing your phone. She's like, it's all you hear on the pod. She's like, please stop throwing your phone. The mic picks it up. She's like, it's the most annoying thing ever.
Well, and we use our phones so much because we put our notes on them.
Yeah.
So every time we're going, bleh.
Yeah, I just like throw, and I'm always throwing my phone. It's so bad. I'm just like, here.
Yeah.
My poor phone. They did not agree to get beat up the way that I beat it up.
But that's Scout.
That's Scout. She's amazing. We love you. I'll see you soon, babes. Next.
And now, this is the final part of our first 10 episodes.
Spooky.
And we actually brought this up recently on an episode.
Which is also so crazy. So, like, the power of the drone, because, so on a different note, like, there's, like, drones happening in our area right now.
Spying.
Yes, spying.
But, again, this was an Olympics situation. Team Canada's women's team was deducted points.
Yes.
And
disqualified towards
their coach was removed from their person who flew the drone over was removed. Mm-hmm. But Team Canada basically flew drones over other teams' practices to try to like see what they were doing.
Yeah.
And
if you scouting to a whole new level.
Yeah, and if you don't know, that's cheating. Cheating
wrong.
is illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal. like I said before, the Olympics can do what they want.
Yeah.
And they looked
The
at
IFC has some crazy
they looked and they
talent.
said, yeah, you're dumb. No. Gone.
So their head coach, Bev Priestman, was suspended for a year. The guy who flew the drone was suspended and removed from the team. They were not allowed. They had to leave the country. They were not allowed in Paris. They were not allowed anywhere over there. They had to come back home.
Anywhere over there.
And,
Anywhere over there. Any hair.
and then the reason why we brought this up recently is because Bev Priestman was recently fired from her job.
Aw, womp womp. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I don't know what you want from me.
True, but yeah, that's it on episode one. Not episode one. On part one.
That's part one of our
year
review. This is fun. Shit, I like this.
Make sure you check out Game Changers year in review part 2 on Monday. That's coming out Monday, December 30th.
At 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And you already knew when this episode came out because you're watching it and you're listening to it. So, boom, there you have it.
And on that note, some Christmas music.
Well,
holiday music.
Happy holidays. You're skipping ahead here. Happy holidays.
My bad.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. I hope you have
Even if you just get a restful break, happy break.
Happy
Enjoy
break. And if, spend some time with your loved ones or spend time
with
by
yourself. Do what you got to do.
Do what you need to
what was my
reset and
ending?
decompress.
What was my ending
I meant
line?
to say decompress.
No, not depressed. What was my ending line? I added it. I want to find it.
Was it what your dentist sent you?
No. What did I do? What did I do? What did I say? I ended it with something good.
Oh boy, we're gonna be here. Put in the SpongeBob card where
no,
it's
right here. Rely on each other. Use love to move forward. Never stop fighting and preaching for what you believe is right. And always kiss your homies good night.
Happy holidays. We'll be seeing ya.
Blessings. Just themselves and confident inside and out.
Oh, yeah.
It's just,
absolutely.
Oh man.
No, she's so good. But we had Scout on the podcast earlier this year.
Sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
No. Do you want to go?
Well, I was just gonna say, if you don't know this about me and Kelsey, we're lacrosse coaches, and so is Scout. So over the summer, Scout and I actually coached the team. Kelsey had an older age group, but I had never really met Scout before. We never really crossed paths because we all played for the same club growing up, but I'm just a little too old for that. And we basically just really get to know each other, and she's just such a cool person. So we had her on the podcast, talk about women's sports, talk about
what
queer, and just coaching, how we approach it, coming out stories and things, and it was a feel good episode.
Scout is truly amazing. I say it all the time. I'm so blessed to have the people that I have in my life, and she's definitely one of them. You're 100% one of them.
Oh, yeah.
But being able to sit here as a third party and not share that experience that you guys both had, going through of coming out and what that was for you guys. If you didn't watch this episode, this is the episode to fucking watch.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to talk about that, and then talking about something that I could relate to, and how it is coaching, and how it was being a female athlete, and then the community that you get from it, and what sports actually does for you, and all three of us can say sports got us out of our ruts.
Mm-hmm.
And now how we're being so freaking delicate with how we coach these kids, because I say it all the time, you need to inspire the youth because they're our future, but we're in charge of inspiring the youth to help shape the future that we want, because someone's got to do it, right? It's a lot of pressure, but someone's got it. And you don't realize, but it starts at this age. I was telling my older kids today, I was you might not think that these kids are watching you, but I promise you, these little 2nd through 8th graders, they're watching you. Hold the standard.
And the kids love Scout. Love Scout.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Every kid loves
She came
Scout.
to practice today. They haven't seen her since the summer. They were taking pictures with her at the end of practice. She's Scout, can you get in my selfie? I was that used to be me.
That used to be
be us. They wanted to take pictures with me. Now they only want to be with Scouty.
Yeah, but
Scout actually hopped in a drill today, and she
Good
was
for her.
talking about proper defense, and I was doing an attacking drill down low about how to shoot, and then I hear Scout zigzagging through, like, I got ball, I got your help, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you should hear me. And I stopped my drill. I go, yeah, Scooter. I was like, that's how you do a drill. And,
Yes.
she's like, did you hear me? I was like,
Of
babe,
course I did.
I was like, babe, I could have heard you from outside.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
tell me what to do, Scout. I'm like, you tell me what to do.
Yeah. And she's just like a beautiful human, inside and out.
Oh, yeah,
Just
she's
like,
stunning, dude. It's ridiculous.
like beautiful in like looks, but like beautiful like personality.
Oh, no,
and,
yeah, she's got that too. Like, she's just awesome.
Yeah. We could talk about Scout.
Literally.
She's probably gonna listen and be like, y'all are so weird.
She's gonna be like, wow, they're like fangirling? That's so
Yeah,
bizarre.
We are.
Well, I just found out when she goes back to school, so I just said pod ? And I just sent her a picture that we're talking about this right now. So I'm sure she will.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, sure.
Felipe! That one was all you, baby.
Sure was. So that noise that you just heard was me slamming my phone down.
Yeah.
I'm team no case. It's really bad. I also just got the new phone too. And
I didn't even notice.
yeah, I got the 16.
Okay, 16.
But still no case on it. Once you go no case, you can't go back. I haven't had one on in like
They make those like pieces you can put on the corners. I've seen.
that's really interesting.
I have a 15 though.
I'm almost rocking a year with no case. Wow.
Good for you.
But yeah, Sav texted me one day. She was like, all right, you got to stop throwing your phone. She's like, it's
Yes,
all you hear
it's
on the
all
pod.
you hear when-
She's like, please stop throwing your phone. The mic picks it up. She's like, it's the most annoying thing ever.
Well, and we use our phones so much because we put our notes on them.
Yeah.
So every time we're going, "Bleh."
Yeah, I just like throw, and I'm always throwing my phone. It's so bad. I'm just like, here.
Yeah.
My poor phone. They did not agree to get beat up the way that I beat it up.
But that's Scout.
That's Scout. She's amazing. We love you. I'll see you soon, babes. Next.
And now this is the final part of our first 10 episodes.
spooky.
And we actually brought this up recently on an episode.
Which is also so crazy. So like the power of the drone, because so on a different note, like there's like drones happening in our area right now.
Spying.
Yes, spying.
But again, this was an Olympics situation. Team Canada's women's team was deducted points.
Yes.
And
Disqualified at towards
their coach was removed from their person who flew the drone over was removed.
Mhm.
But Team Canada basically flew drones over other teams' practices to try to like see what they were doing.
Yeah.
And
Took
if you don't know,
scouting to a whole new level.
yeah, and if you don't know, that's cheating. And
that's
cheating
wrong.
is illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal. Like I said before, the Olympics can do what they want.
Yeah.
And they looked
The
at
IFC has some crazy
they looked and they
power.
said, yeah, you're dumb. No. Gone.
So their head coach, Bev Priestman, was suspended for a year. The guy who flew the drone was suspended and removed from the team. They were not allowed. They had to like leave the country. Like they were not allowed in Paris. They were not allowed anywhere over there. They had to come back home.
Anywhere over there.
And,
Anywhere over there. Any hair.
and then the reason why we brought this up recently is because Bev Priestman was recently fired from her job.
Aw, womp womp. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
True, but yeah, that's it on episode one. Not episode one. On part one.
That's
of
part one of our
year
review. This
review.
is fun. Shit, I like this.
Make sure you check out Game Changers Year in Review Part 2 on Monday. That's coming out Monday, December 30th.
At 10
At 10
a.m.
a.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
And you already knew when this episode came out because you're watching it and you're listening to it. So, boom, there you have it.
And on that note, some Christmas music. Or
Well,
holiday music.
Happy holidays. You're skipping ahead here. Happy
Sorry.
holidays.
My bad.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. I hope you have
Even if you just get a restful break, happy break.
happy
Enjoy
break. And if, spend some time with your loved ones or spend
Time
time
with
by
yourself. Do what you gotta do.
Do what you need to
What was my
reset and
ending-
decompress.
what was my
Decompress.
ending
I meant
line?
to say decompress.
No, not depressed. What was my ending line? I added it. I want to find it.
Was
it
it what your dentist sent you?
No. What did I do? What did I do? What did I say? I ended it with something good.
Oh boy, we're gonna be here. Put in the SpongeBob card where
No,
it's like
right
10
here, right
minutes
here, right
later.
here. Rely on each other, use love to move forward, never stop fighting and preaching for what you believe is right, and always kiss your homies good night.
Happy holidays. We'll be seeing ya.
Blessings.